Cinema Sickness here with a whole brand new video for you guys, and I'm going to possibly, hopefully, maybe be doing in this brand new season 18 of Cinema Sickness. Something completely new, something that I kind of mentioned maybe wanting to do before, but never actually did it. What we're going to do is a whole video maybe once a week or every like 2 weeks, or basically just when I get enough stuff to warrant a video. I'm going to do a video showing off non-cinema pickups, because a lot of you guys ask to see these, especially when I started collecting CDs again. Well, collecting CDs, I'll explain that in a minute, but collecting CDs. When I started buying CDs again, a lot of you guys wanted to see what I picked up, because I'd pick up a CD or something like that from Goodwill or something while I was at hunting, and a lot of you guys wanted to see what it was, and I didn't show them off because it wasn't cinema. Cinema Sickness was just my cinema collecting habits. That was it. It wasn't showing you CDs that I picked up. But a lot of you guys persisted. A lot of you guys kept asking. I kept getting comments saying, because I would show me maybe like looking at a CD or something like that. And a lot of you guys would be like, well, what CDs did you pick up? So what I ended up starting to do is at the very end of the videos, if I showed you what I picked up from a Goodwill or something like that, at the very end, after I did the whole entire video, even the ending spiel, I would then go, hey, for those of you who stuck around, here are some CDs that I picked up. I was just kind of throwing them in as a little bonus at the very end of the videos. One of you guys even used like kind of like an analogy, saying that it was almost like the end, like the little like bonus endings at the end of like a Marvel movie, which I thought was pretty funny. It was a good analogy. So I threw them at the very end of the video like that for you guys. I thought it was a good way maybe to show them off, but at the same time, it always kind of bugged me because Daily Sickness isn't necessarily about music. It's not about CDs. I mean, unless I picked up a CD soundtrack, but it's not about just some random band's CD. So what I really wanted to do was do like this, a video once a week or every couple of weeks, or just whenever I got enough pile of stuff to warrant another video showing you what CDs I picked up. The only problem is I don't buy a ton of CDs. I mean, I buy them here and there, but I'm not picking up like stacks and stacks and stacks of CDs. It's kind of like I go to a Goodwill and I'll pick up, one or two, maybe, if they happen to have something I want to pick up. So that was kind of my problem, is that, how long would I be letting these CDs sit around and pile up before I was able to do a video? And I'm kind of OCD. I'm the kind of person who's like, I have it. I want to catalog it. I want to put it away and be done with it. I don't like things sitting around. So it really bugged me that I had CDs just piling up and sitting around for a while. So I didn't really want to do that necessarily. So like I said, I just started throwing them in at the very end of my video. But this weekend, I actually started collecting something else. I started collecting something else, and this I will call a collection. In my opinion, I know by the definition of collection, it's like, just having like a bunch of stuff, like acquiring a bunch of stuff or something like that. True, but personally, I think that the term collection also should imply a passion for something. It also should imply passion. There should be some meaning behind what you're collecting. People, call collectors hoarders and hoarders collectors all the time. I think there's a big difference between just having a whole lot of stuff and collecting something. My movies are a collection. I have a passion for this. I nicely display them. I built a whole room for them. This is a collection. It's not like, for instance, my CDs. My CDs upstairs in the old library are just shoved on a shelf. It's like a thick shelf. They're like two rows deep. I'm not really displaying them. They're just there for storage. That's where I put them. And the reason why I have CDs isn't because I have some passion for collecting the CDs. I'm not like really into collecting CDs. It's just because I'm a big fan of physical media, and I regretted ever getting rid of my CDs and just having digital files. I wanted the actual hard copy CD, and that's why I started buying them again. But I don't, again, as the collection, I mean, again, by the true sense of the definition, you could probably say that. But in my opinion, there's no real passion behind it. It's just, I find music I like and say, okay, I'm going to buy that CD and then put it upstairs, and that's it. I don't really display it or have like any passion for showing it off or anything like that. So, to me, it's not necessarily a collection. It's just something I happen to have a bunch of. That's the way I see it. But something I started picking up this weekend, I actually started collecting. I will consider as a collection. I'm going to start collecting these. I'm pretty excited about that. So since I'm picking these up now, I'm picking CDs up, and you guys want to see what CDs I buy, and you guys want to see like, the occasional maybe like Wii game I picked up every now and then, which I don't really play the Wii very often. I'm not a home console person all that much. So I don't really play the Wii all that often, but I picked up a few games recently, and I just threw them at the end of the video too to show you what I picked up. So like stuff like that I'm going to do in this video. This video is just going to be all non-cinema stuff that I pick up. So I haven't decided yet if I'm going to incorporate things I got from like cinema hunting videos. I don't know. I'm not so sure. Maybe you guys let me know what you think. When I shoot a cinema hunting video, should I just include everything I grabbed in those videos? But when I show you what I picked up over the week, just do cinema and do these separate. What do you think? Leave comments below. I want to hear your thoughts on that. So that's kind of the idea. I hope I did a good job explaining what I mean by that. So again, once a week, maybe every 2 weeks, or just whenever I feel I have enough stuff to warrant a video, I will post a video like this, a non-cinema video where we take a look at all the non-cinema stuff that I've recently acquired, that I've recently picked up. Again, like CDs, Wii games, and what I'm going to show you right now. And who knows, maybe some other random stuff here and there if I pick up something cool. So all right, let's get down to the first ever non-cinema video. I don't know what I'm going to call these. I have no idea. I have no idea what the name of these videos are going to be. I got to think of something maybe catchy or just something very simple and straight to the point. I'm usually a straight to the point guy. I don't really come up with catchy titles necessarily. We'll see. But this is going to be the first ever non-cinema pickups video. I kind of like that. Non-cinema pickups. I think that's what I'm going to just call it. This will be the first ever non-cinema pickups video. That work for you guys? It works for me. So, okay, the first thing we're going to take a look at here is the one thing that you guys, I already mentioned that I'm going to show you guys, and that is a CD. Grabbed this from Goodwill for only $1.97, $2. It's brand new, factory seal. And as you guys know, I kind of try to like to pay only $1 for a CD. Since again, I'm not really collecting, I'm just kind of acquiring them. I like to make it really, really cheap when I pick up a CD. But again, factory seal, it's brand new. And when it comes to really good bands, I'll pay a little bit more. This was like, Ace of Base or something like that. Like, yeah, $1. But this, I paid $2, and I'm fine with that. That is Scatalites. This is awesome. Or Scatalites? I always heard Scatalites. But you would think it'd be Scatalites, right? Anyway, from Paris with Love. This is a great ska band. Big fan of this band. I'm just a huge fan of ska music. I've seen this band a few times live. I had many compilations with this band on it. I love this band. This is actually my first CD I've ever owned by them, though. Like I said, I've seen them live. I've had many compilations with this band on it, but have I ever actually picked up one of their CDs? No, this is the first one ever. So pretty excited about that. Very cool. $1.97 for this. Had to grab this. You guys know me. I love my ska music, and this is an awesome pickup. This is the second ska CD I've grabbed from this Goodwill in the last like a week, which is really cool. So somebody from the area must have really good taste in music, or should I say had good taste in music, and then decided to give all their good taste to Goodwill. I don't know. So some more ska. Very cool. All right. Now on to the new item that I am collecting. Some of you guys are already going to know what this is. If you follow me at simcyclist.com or on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I posted a photo kind of teasing out what I'm going to start collecting now. And some of you guys said, yeah, good luck and welcome to a whole new sickness, and possibly. So this is what I'm going to show you in these videos also. This is probably going to be the main thing. I'll probably show you a couple CDs and then probably more of these. I'm trying to think of how I want to go about this. Be warned, probably a bit of story here. I'm probably going to go off explaining why I'm collecting these and my thoughts on all this stuff. And I guess just let's get down to it. What I am now collecting are, I'm trying to find one of each. Game Boy games. Yes, I am now collecting for the Game Boy. But Game Boy only, well, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance only. No DS, no home consoles, just the Game Boy, well, I should say the Game Boy Advance, which plays Game Boy Color and Game Boy games as well. That is what I will now be collecting for. So, I'm trying to have these all in piles, and I messed them up. So, that is that. Let me explain. I've been thinking about doing this for a while now. Game Boy, well, actually, the Game Boy Advance is my all-time favorite video game system ever. Hands down, favorite one. I know in the past I said I'm not a gamer, but I certainly have been. When I was a kid, I grew up with games. I had an Atari 2600 when I grew up, moved into like Nintendo. I definitely grew up in the Nintendo age. I grew up with a Nintendo. I had a Super Nintendo. I had a Genesis. I remember we never had a game. Well, I had a GameCube, not when I was a kid, but I ended up getting one. I think we went from like Super Nintendo and Genesis right to like PlayStation. Kind of odd. We did that. I had, of course, had a black and white Game Boy when I was a kid. But then as I got like older, I got like during like high school and stuff, I got more into games. I started doing like retro gaming before retro gaming was popular. So I had all the consoles. I had, the Atari, the Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Genesis, your PlayStation, GameCube, N64, all that stuff. I had all those systems. I think all the way up to PlayStation 2. That's what I had. Because I think when I started collecting, I think anyway, I want to say PlayStation 3 had like just come out or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, I could be. It was either PlayStation 2 or PlayStation. I want to say I had a PlayStation 2. I'm pretty sure I had a PlayStation 2. So that was kind of like my last thing I was really playing. So I've certainly been a gamer. It's not that I don't like games. I love video games. It's just that I don't really have time to play them. I do this. Same thing with the Wii. I bought a Wii. The Wii upstairs is not actually my Wii. It's my wife's Wii. We both had a Wii from back when we didn't live together. I lived at my parents' house. Well, here, my parents' house, and my wife lived at her parents' house. We both went out. We loved the Wii. We both bought a Wii. I sold mine maybe I had mine for like 6 months and then got rid of it. I just didn't play it ever. And the reason being is because I'm too busy watching movies. When I'm here at home, I'm either doing house stuff, whether it's taking care of my son, which it wasn't at the time, but now it's taking care of my son, or doing chores or fixing stuff or cleaning or whatever it is I have to do at home. I'm doing home things that I gotta get done during the day. Plus, on top of that, when I actually have spare time to sit down and have to myself, I'm watching movies. That's what I do at home. I love watching movies. Obviously, you're at CinemaSickness.com. Of course, I love watching movies. So that's why I just never play home consoles. They just sit and collect dust. The Wii upstairs collects dust. I just bought 3 games for it. Will I ever play them? I don't know. The last game I ever beat was Super Mario Galaxy. Fun game. Beat that. It was great. I bought New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I'm about halfway through that. Haven't got around to finishing it. And Epic Mickey. Really enjoyed Epic Mickey as well, but I got to, I don't even know where I am. I'm at some level now, and I kind of got stuck. I couldn't figure out how to get past it, and I just haven't gone back to figuring out how to beat it yet. So, again, they just collect dust for me. I just don't do home consoles. But I've always loved gaming on the go. I always loved the Game Boy Advance. I actually collected for the Game Boy Advance back in, I guess it was, I think it's actually what got me into more retro gaming. Back in, I'm trying to think of when it was. I guess it was high school when the Game Boy Advance came out. The original Game Boy Advance, the one that was kind of shaped kind of more like a controller. When that one came out, I remember I went out, I bought that, got a bunch of games for it and stuff, loved playing it, started collecting Nintendo, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance games, and playing them and loving them. It was great. And then from there, I got into collecting some more consoles and trying to play those, collecting for those and whatnot. And I think that I kind of ruined it for me because I bought so many consoles. I had every console out at the time, except for whatever, probably the newest, biggest thing was. I never had an Xbox, but so I was collecting all that stuff, and I think I kind of ruined it. I kind of got oversaturated or saturated. I had so many games, I didn't know what to do and everything like that, and I just kind of sold everything. But I really always missed my Game Boy. I loved my Game Boy. I even had a DS for a little while. I really loved my Game Boy because I love gaming on the go. I love taking it to work with me. I love taking it if I'm just on a car ride somewhere. I'm just out and about. I love having it on me and just being able just to turn it on, boom, play it, level or two, close it, do whatever I'm doing, or even at home. I don't have to turn a console on. I don't have to turn a TV on. I don't have to get the controllers out and stuff. I literally just pick up my Game Boy, hit the on button, play a couple levels. If I have 20 minutes to spare, if I'm not doing anything, I'm just sitting here I got 20 minutes until I gotta go somewhere, or I'm gonna go to bed soon, but I got 10 minutes to kill, or something like that, where I just have a little bit of time to kill. I love being able to just pick it up, pop it on, and just play it. It's so much fun, and some of the best games ever are on the Game Boy Advance. I keep saying Nintendo. The Game Boy, the black and white Game Boy, has some amazing games. There are fantastic games put out for the original Game Boy. I love so many great Nintendo games ported over. There's a lot of really good like sequels. I love how they put so many sequels to Nintendo games actually on the Game Boy. I thought it was just really interesting that they did that. How much they pushed the Game Boy like that. Very cool. So so many good great games for the original black and white Game Boy. Game Boy Color, on the other hand, I've never been blown away by the Game Boy Color for some reason. I just don't think there are any, like, I mean, I'm not saying there aren't good games for the Game Boy Color. There are, but I don't think the Game Boy Color had nearly as many good games as the black and white Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance. Game Boy Color was just kind of like, a couple good games here and there, but for the most part, just kind of like, But Game Boy Advance, again, so many great games, so many great original games, so many great ports, and I'm a big fan of 16-bit games. That was kind of like my thing when I grew up. Even though I grew up on the Nintendo. I mean, again, I had a Atari 2600 when I was really young, but then when I kind of got old enough to like really get into games, I had Nintendo. But it seems like when like Genesis and SNES came along, that kind of blew me away. For me, gaming never got better than 16-bit. It just did it for me. When games started getting, looking better and all that stuff, we started moving on to the next systems and whatnot. I was just kind of like, okay, they're fun, they're good games, whatever. But I thought, 16-bit blew me away. That was it. That was my generation of games. I love 16-bit games for the Genesis and for the Super Nintendo, and so many Genesis and Super Nintendo games were ported over to the Game Boy Advance. So I just absolutely love this system to death. I just think it's great, and I've missed so much for, like, I see over the past few months, actually, I've been really like, do I want to buy do I want to get back into the Game Boy again? Because I really, really miss it. I've always missed it. I always find myself playing games on my phone, and games on the phone just kind of suck. I play Minecraft a lot on the phone. That's kind of fun, but otherwise it's like, I just don't really like playing games too much on my phone. I've actually stopped buying them. I mean, when I first got my iPhone like a couple years ago, I remember downloading all kinds of games, and very quickly I stopped buying them because it wasn't really fun to play them on there all that much. But I still find myself playing, on the go. Those few games I did download, I still find myself playing them because I'm bored. I'm like, I'm sitting at work. I'm like, I got 10 minutes to kill before I got to do something. I'm bored. I'm out and about. I'm just bored. I want to just pop on and play something really quick, play a level or something really, really quick, get it done and over just for something to kill some time. I'll hop on my phone. So it's reasons like that I was like, maybe I really should get back into the Game Boy. Just have it on me, be able to just pop it out, play some games just really, really quick. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and that's why I just loved the Game Boy Advance so much. Fantastic games. It plays 3 generations of games. Again, it plays black and white Game Boy, it plays Game Boy Color, and it plays Game Boy Advance games. I just always thought that was just so amazing and just so cool that I could play all those different games, and just the catalog is just huge, and it just amazes me. I love that system. I think it's, again, the greatest system ever made, and that is why I want to get back into collecting it, and that is why I started picking up some Game Boy games, and I will be buying a ton of these probably, because I will never get to the point where I'm going to have a complete collection of every black and white game, every color game, and every advanced game. Never gonna happen. But I think it'd be kind of fun to see how far I can get. I'm kind of like, man, I wonder how many games I could pick up. But I'm doing this on a budget. Just like with my cinema, I'm doing this on a budget as well. I don't really want to pay more than $5 a game. Even for a game I like, I don't want to pay more than $5. That's kind of my limit, just like it is for a movie. Now, when it comes to buying a game that I'm like, this looks like it might suck, I don't really know, I'm kind of just grabbing it just for collecting purposes, that I'm kind of thinking $1. That's kind of my limit for that as well. I'm not going to be like, this game looks horrible, I have no interest in this game. How much is it? $3? No, if I look at it, maybe I'll like it, maybe then I'd pay $3. But if I look at this and go, there's no way I'm going to like this, some crappy Barbie game, there's no way I'm going to like this, it's got to be $1. And I did pick up some of those recently. So, all right, I know I've been blabbling on, but I really wanted to set this video up. Again, this is the first one of these videos. They will not be like this in the future. I will not be explaining myself for 20 minutes. It'll literally be just me showing you what I picked up, but wanted to do a little bit of a backstory here and let you guys know why I'm getting back into the Game Boy Advance and why I'm collecting for this again, just for something to do on the go, something to kill some time when I actually have a little bit of time to kill. When I don't have enough time to sit down and watch a movie, when I just have like a half hour, 20 minutes, something like that, something to do. So, all right. Again, let's actually take a look at what I picked up. So, first thing here, we'll take a look at stuff I grabbed from Cash Converters. Now, believe it or not, I picked up not one single movie from Cash Converters. So, yeah, it would have been a bust of a trip. Would have been a complete waste to drive out there had I actually not grabbed some GBA games. Because, again, I ran all the way out there thinking, oh, I'm going to find some great movies because it's Cash Converters. Every time I run out there, I find great movies. And I found, like, nothing. Like, through all the Blu-rays, all the DVDs, nada. And they weren't even having a sale. I was so bummed. But I did find some Game Boy Advance games. So let's take a look at what I got. So first thing I picked up here was Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 for only $1.99. $2 for this. Awesome, awesome deal. Very, very cool. I love the Tony Hawk games for the Game Boy Advance. I think they're very well done. I mean, the Game Boy Advance is a 32-bit system, just like the original PlayStation. Now, of course, you're not getting PlayStation graphics on the Game Boy Advance, but you're still getting great graphics, and it really works. These games are just surprisingly work really well. I remember the first time I ever played one of these years ago, I was blown away by how amazing and how well these games work on the Game Boy Advance. I did not expect it. When I saw I remember seeing screenshots for it and thinking, this is gonna be bad. Because I had certainly played the Tony Hawk games. Again, I used to own a PlayStation. One of the first games I ever played and beat on the PlayStation was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. That and Silent Hill, two of the first games I beat on the PlayStation. Silent Hill's amazing. But again, I loved the games, thought they were great, and I was a little hesitant when they were putting them on the Game Boy Advance, but they worked. They worked so amazingly well. So Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3, absolutely fantastic. Awesome. And then I also picked up, this one here is kind of a waste because I actually have something coming to me in the mail soon, and you'll see what it is when it comes, but whatever. I grabbed it not knowing I was going to sort of pick the same thing up online, and that is Pac-Man Collection. Very cool. This comes with 4 different Pac-Man games. Very, very awesome. You gotta love Pac-Man. It's a classic. I used to own this one. These are actually 2 cards I used to own back when I collected for the Game Boy Advance. So very, very cool. Some Pac-Man here. Great games here. I like the is it Pac Attack? Is that what it is? What's like the puzzle one? It's sort of like Tetris-y almost. Is that what? I'm forgetting what the name of the actual game is. Because again, there's like 4 different Pac-Man games on here. I want to say it's Pac Attack, but I could be wrong about that. But anyway, love this. Very, very cool. And I do find myself playing the puzzle one, like the Tetris-y kind of one. I find myself playing that one over and over and over again, as opposed to like the standard Pac-Man. So very cool. And I grabbed this this was only, this was $3. So very, very cool. $2.99 for that. Awesome. All right. And then grab some games from J Street Video Games, which is actually in the King of Prussia Mall here in Pennsylvania. Went in there just to kind of rummage through, see what they had, and ended up picking up some stuff. So first thing we have here is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Very cool. Paid $4 for that. Not so bad. Love these games. Again, guys, the Tony Hawk games are fantastic. Really need to get the first one. So very, very cool. I thought $4 for the second movie. Sounds awesome. Very, very cool. These are great games as well. We have Frogger's Adventures, Temple of the Frog. These Frogger games are great. They're very puzzly. Each level gets harder and harder and harder against. So far, everything I've shown you is stuff I've actually owned in the past. That's why I knew I wanted to get these. So I used to own this game back when I had a Game Boy Advance back in the day, and loved these games. I think there were like 2 of them or something like that. I think or at least 2 that came out when I was collecting. So very awesome. These are really fun games. It's kind of like it's your standard Frogger, you're hopping and trying to miss things and stuff's coming at you and whatnot, like the old school Frogger, but with a bit of a modern day twist and a bit of a puzzle sort of solving element thrown in as well. So great Frogger games. Really enjoy those. Another great game, we have Spyro Seasons of Ice. As you can see, paid $2.99 for this one. Paid $5 for Frogger. Did I say that? Yeah, $4 for Tony Hawk, and $2.99 for Spyro. Season of Ice. Very, very cool. Another game that I actually used to own back when I used to collect. So very, very cool. $3 for this. That's awesome. Had to grab it. These are great Spyro games. Again, another game that actually really works being ported over to the Game Boy Advance. Spyro was another game I used to play on the PlayStation. I don't think I ever beat the first Spyro. I want to say I never beat it. I remember having the game. My brother and I used to play it all the time. I don't think I ever beat it though. But I certainly have beat it on the Game Boy Advance. And again, it ports over really well, kind of like Tony Hawk. You might think, how's that game that looks fantastic on the PlayStation going to look on a Game Boy Advance? It works. It works really well. Love the Spyro games. And then I also picked up, but a little weird paying $5 for this, and I'm not sure if I should have because I have a feeling I'm just going to find this one out in the about because this was the game that came packaged with the original Game Boy, and that is Tetris. So $5 for Tetris, but I love this Tetris. In my opinion, the greatest version of Tetris ever. This version just feels proper. It feels like I'm really playing Tetris the way it should be. I've tried other versions of Tetris. I certainly tried Tetris on the the Nintendo and stuff like that. On my iPhone, I've never found a version of Tetris that plays like this one. And this, in my opinion, is perfect Tetris. This is Tetris. Tetris will never top this original Game Boy version. I love this Tetris. I can play this for hours and hours and hours until it gets to the point where everything's going so fast that I lose my mind. But I love Tetris. Very, very cool. Definitely had to pick that up. Again, $5 for this, which, it's kind of like, I really want to pay $5 for Tetris because I think I'm going to find this one out and about, but whatever. I did. I paid $5. Probably a mistake, but I did anyway. All right. And then all the rest of the stuff here, this all comes from Liberty Thrift and Home Furnishings. I officially picked the greatest week ever to start collecting for the Game Boy. They were having a sale going on, and the sale was pretty awesome. It was a sale on all the toys and games, so this counts as both. So there wasn't any questions as to whether or not this is a toy or this is a game. This counted as both, which is really cool. It was half off all toys and games. So everything you're about to see here, I got for 50% off. I didn't even know that when I went to the store. I didn't see the sign when I walked in. I walked in, picked up a few titles I was going to grab, and she rings me up, marks it half off, and rings me up for half. And I'm like, are they on sale? And she says, yes. I'm like, you know what? Hold on. I went over, grabbed a whole bunch more. So, all right, let's take a look at what I got. So first thing I picked up here, $6, but I grabbed for only $3 was Super Mario Advance 3 Yoshi's Island. This is another fantastic game. I loved the Yoshi Island game. So cool. This is the sequel to Super Mario World, and I love this game. It's great. Another game that I didn't used to own the original game, but I did own the Game Boy Advance game back in the day. So great great game. This is one I have beaten, and I'm looking forward to beating it again. This is great. $3 for this. That is a steal for a Mario game. Very happy about that. Awesome. All right, so then for $2, picked up, and you guys can let me know if any of these games are good. I've actually tested every one of these games out, but I haven't fully played through them. We have Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. Look at that. It's one of those fun ones that you have to put a battery in because it's so fancy. So very, very cool. Really weird looking Game Boy Color cards with the battery. There were a few of these put out, but very cool. I paid only $2 for this. I popped it in. It was okay. It's just a racing game. It is what it is. It's just pod racing, but it was interesting. I played the first race, won it. I'm sure it gets much harder after that, but it was enjoyable. Actually played pretty well, so awesome. All right, then I paid $1 a piece for these, and yeah, it's 3 kind of like what the hell titles. But as I said, I'm gonna just pick up anything and everything I can find. If it's $1, if it's $1, I don't care what the title is. I'm gonna grab it because I want to build up this. I kind of think it'd be fun to build this huge, ridiculous, this like gigantic Game Boy collection. Trying to see how many I can pick up, and also I remember this in the past. When I did collect for the Game Boy Advance, I would hear all the time, like friends or read something online or something like that, people saying like, oh, this so-and-so like little girl kids game is really, really good. And I get it, and I'd be surprised that it ended up being like a really good game. So I'm also kind of doing this because I want to be surprised occasionally by finding like a game that I'm like, this is going to be crap. This Barbie game is going to be horrible. And then popping in and going, oh my God, this is amazing. It will happen. It does happen. I know that happened in the past. I can't think off the top of my head what games those were, but I know there were some. So I'm just going to pick these up. So first thing I grabbed here was Bratz Forever Diamonds and Bratz Babies. Yeah. I tried both of these. They're pretty horrible. These were not good. And it's really, really sad how much they stereotype girls. It's like, let's go to the mall. Let's eat some food. Let's go shopping. It's really, really like, yikes. Could you stereotype girls anymore? But yeah, these are pretty bad. But they were $1 a piece. And also $1 was Disney Princesses. Yep. I played this. I didn't really play it very long. I'm actually probably going to, since I love Disney, I'm going to sit down and play this one a little bit more. But I just played the first level, which is like Cinderella trying to find some diamond, or I'm sorry, Snow White trying to find some diamonds. for this to like wake up the 7 dwarves who've like been turned into stone or like into statues. It doesn't play very well. It's the controls are like really stiff, and it wasn't very good. But I'll probably actually sit down and play this one a little bit more just to get a feel of what exactly it is. All right, then I paid $150 for each of these. First one I grabbed here was Duke Nukem. Very, very cool. So I got $3 marked down to $150. This was alright. Pop this in. It's not bad. It's not a first-person shooter. It's a side scroller, but like a platform game. But it was yeah, not side scroller, platform. But see, I'm new to games, but it was pretty decent. It wasn't bad. It was like old school Duke Nukem. You guys know Duke Nukem before he was first-person shooter. Duke Nukem was, a side-scrolling like platform game, and kind of goes back to that. And it was fun. I can see myself playing this one. I will pop this one in and play it some more. So very cool. Game Boy Color game. Now these were fun. Picked up Star Wars Jedi Power Battles. Paid again $150 for this. This is pretty cool. This is actually one that again I used to own back when I actually collected for the Game Boy Advance back in the days of high school. Very cool. This is a fun Star Wars game. I do enjoy this one. Just some fun lightsaber wielding. It's awesome. I do enjoy this game. You get to play as some awesome characters here. Of course, I always play as right there. Gotta always play as Sam. I mean, why would I play as anybody else? I'm playing as Sam. So very, very awesome. And then this, I'm trying to think. This, I didn't play much of this, so I don't know. I heard it was good. I did look up reviews on this, and apparently some people said it was okay. I only played a little bit, and I wasn't blown away, and that is Jurassic Park 3 Island Attack. I don't know. It's somebody, there's like a plane crashes on the island, and they have to, this is how it starts off anyway, and the first level is you running from dinosaurs. You're not like even attacking anybody. You're just like running from dinosaurs. Eventually you get a gun, and at that point, I mean, I know most people be like, oh, I got a gun, I'm going to turn the game, or keep playing. I kind of just turned it off at that point. I was kind of already bored, but this will be one I pop in a little bit more and try it out. We will see. But at first thoughts, not so good. All right, and then these I paid 50 cents a piece for, so I had to pick these up. First one we have here is Powerpuff Girls Battle Him. Very cool. I love him. Great character. Very, very cool. This I have not played because it needs to be cleaned. It's not working properly, which I want some comments below. I heard just Q-tip, a little bit of rubbing alcohol, cleans games, right? That's what I've heard. If you have some other suggestions or if that's a good way of doing it, leave a comment below. I want to hear your thoughts on how to properly clean a game because I need to clean some of these. Some of these were, I think only 2 of them, only 2 of these did not work, or I couldn't get to like load properly because they need to be cleaned. And some of them I just, had to blow a few times and got them to work, but they still should get a proper cleaning. So I do have to clean this, and this is again Powerpuff Girls Battle Him. I don't know if this is any good or not. I haven't played it, but Game Boy Color game and 50 cents. This was weird. Shrek Fairy Tale Freakdown. Yeah. You want to know what this is? A Shrek fighting game. Think Mortal Kombat with Shrek characters. Yep. This is a weird one. It was kind of fun in a weird sort of way, but of course the controls are stiff and it's not a very good game. It doesn't play very well. But it's sort of interesting that you're playing like a Mortal Kombat style fighting game with Shrek characters. Weird, but whatever. 50 cents. Kind of grab that. This wasn't all that good. This is SpongeBob SquarePants Legend of the Lost Spatula. Look at those words. They're written so tiny. So SpongeBob SquarePants Legend of the Lost Spatula. Played around with this one for a little while. Got kind of bored. All I was doing was walking around. It really didn't make too much sense. It seemed very boring. Maybe it gets better. I don't know. But again, didn't really start off very well. And then we have another Game Boy Color game here. Actually, well, you see, you guys tell me, collectors. This one says Nintendo Game Boy, but I was always told that the black cartridges are still Game Boy Color cartridges, and the packaging would say Game Boy Color. I don't know. This is Quest for Camelot. So again, would you guys consider this a Game Boy game or a Game Boy Color game? It's not in the Game Boy Color cards, but I think I think the boxes came in. Said Game Boy Color, I think. I don't know. So you guys let me know what you would think. Pop this one in. It's okay. It seems kind of like Pokemon / like Zelda-ish, where it's a top-down view of like a town. You're walking around, talking to people, collecting the items you need and whatnot to get through your adventure. It's just an adventure game. It seemed okay. I don't think I'm gonna be blown away by it, but I'll probably play it. So, Quest for Camelot. All right, again, 50 cents for all these Game Boy Advance games, and these are going to be ridiculous. First one we have here is Barbie Magic Pegasus. Another one. This is one of the ones I couldn't get to load properly. I got to clean this one, so I don't know about that one. Yep. Let's Ride Dreamer, inspired by a true story. This was pretty stupid. I couldn't even figure out how to get the damn horse. Found the horse, couldn't figure out how to ride it, even feed it, anything. Everywhere I went, kept telling me I need a horse. So when I finally found the horse, I didn't even know what to do. So, I don't know. It seemed like a stupid game. Oops, dropping stuff. We have The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Tipton, what was this? Tipton Caper. Whatever that means. I've never watched this show. I know what the premises is, but I never watched it. And, of course, they get locked in, like, their hotel room, and they get out of the hotel room, and now they're rummaging around the hotel, trying to do crazy things. I think the first level is, like, they want to get ice cream. Okay. Poly Super Splash Island. Actually, you know what? This is one I couldn't get to load either. So there's 3 I couldn't get to actually work. I need to clean these. So I don't know about Poly. I'm guessing, was it Poly Pocket, right? Oh, yeah, Poly Pocket. So I don't know. This one could be good. No, you know what? I want to see. I'm lying to you guys. Yeah, I'm lying to you guys. This one I actually could get to load. This was a bunch of mini games. That's what this was. That's all it was. It seemed like just a whole bunch of mini games, which could be interesting. I gotta play some of them. I played 2 of them. They were just okay, but we'll see. So a bunch of mini games. That's all right. Then we have Barbie Secret Agent, or sorry, I guess Barbie Software, Secret Agent Barbie. So Secret Agent Barbie here. This was kind of stupid. You sneak around and try not to get caught. You're Barbie. You're a secret agent. You don't want to get caught. You have like this stupid stealth mode. Yeah, it's not very good. Then we have another one here, Horse Adventure, Blue Ribbon Race, another Barbie game. This is literally just walking around with Barbie on a horse. Worst controls ever, though. It kind of has almost like a top-down sort of like Tony Hawk Pro Skater feel if you played the Tony Hawk games for the Game Boy Advance. Kind of has that sort of look and that feel and that whole kind of like getting top-down view. And it looks like it would almost play like that, but the controls are way off. And it was like the horse kept going like the wrong directions because every time I want to go like up, I'd hit up, but I'd go like down. It's backwards. Controls are horrible on this game, and it's not a very fun game anyway. Then we have Barbie, the Princess and the Pauper. This is one I couldn't get to load. So there you go. This is the other one I couldn't get to load. So I don't know about that one. Then we have Cats, which, if I remember correctly, I didn't pop this one in, but if I remember correctly, my cousin had this game, and it's literally just like you raise cats or something like that, or take care of cats, something like that. I don't know, but whatever, 50 cents. And then we have Nicktoons Freeze Frame Frenzy, which is kind of just like Pokemon Snap, but with Nicktoons. You're going around taking pictures of like Nicktoon characters and birds and weird things like that. Kind of stupid. Wasn't very fun. So, yes, I picked up a lot of really random stuff, I know. But, as long as I can get them for a really good price, I'm going to pick up random stuff. $1 or 50 cents. I'll pick up Barbie titles for 50 cents. We'll try them out. We'll see if they're any good. If they're not, whatever, they'll just go into collection and they'll just collect some dust. But again, I think it'd be kind of fun to see just how many of these I can get, just how big of a collection I can pick up of these, because it's fun. But in the meantime, I'll also be buying a lot of really good games, like again Spyro and Frogger and Tony Hawk and Pac-Man, Yoshi's Island, Tetris, even the Star Wars, the Duke Nukem. I'll be picking up fun stuff like that as well to actually play and enjoy and everything like that. And I even got this cool little Game Boy Advance SP case that came with one of my games. So, yay. But, all right, guys, there you go. So, 40 minutes in this video. I know, very, very long, but I did have a lot to show you. I did just recently pick up a lot of stuff. I think everything here I paid like $30 for, I think. Yeah, $30 for is like everything I paid here. So, I got all this stuff for like really, really cheap, really good prices for all these games. Very cool, and I look forward to picking up more and having more fun games to play. Again, I just love being able to just grab my Game Boy Advance and just play a game on the go, take it to work with me. I got like, my lunch break, and I got done eating my lunch, now I got like 10 minutes to kill or something like that. Boom, let's play another level or two of Tony Hawk. I think that's fun. I'll be sitting here at home. I'll just have finished a movie. Maybe I got like a couple minutes to kill. Let's play some Mario or something. Very, very cool. Looking forward to that. I'm so happy I rebought a Game Boy. Actually, right now I'm using the Game Boy that I have for my library, my cinema library, because as you guys know, I certainly collect for the Game Boy Advance videos, because it's a video format. I am using my library Game Boy Advance SP, but I am getting a new one. That is coming. I did order a new one, because I am OCD like that. I want to have my SP, my cinema SP, and my game SP. It sounds stupid, I know, but it is the case. Also, since these things are so tiny, I think I might actually display them somewhere actually here in the library. So this might be a cinema library slash Game Boy library. I might actually display them somewhere in here. I haven't figured that out yet, but they're tiny. I don't have to build a huge shelf. I mean, I can build a tall shelf, but I can just do small little rows, and it'll take a while to fill them up. So I think I might do something like that here if I can figure out how to do it. Again, you know, my CDs, I just shove them upstairs. These I collect. I want to have them displayed somewhere down here, looking pretty cool, and all nice and safe in my library. So, all right, again, 40 minutes in. I know, I'm sorry, but really wanted to explain to you guys why I started collecting these again. I wanted to explain this video to you guys, why I'm going to do these. And I also want to explain to you why I got back into collecting for the Game Boy Advance and what that's all about and how I'm enjoying it and how it's going to be fantastic and how I'm very, very excited to get back into gaming, even if it is just a portable gaming, even if it is only Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. I'm not going to buy any consoles again. I will never buy a console again as long as I live because I never, ever play them. I got too many movies to watch while I'm at home to be sitting down and spending a couple hours playing a console game. It'll never happen again. Made that mistake a few times in the past. Not going to do it again. But the Game Boy Advance, that's not a mistake. That's fun on the go. So, all right. So leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know about how to clean games. I want to hear your thoughts. Again, a little bit of rubbing alcohol, Q-tip, I think. That's what I heard. I want to hear your thoughts, your comments, how you clean your games. I want to know what works best because I got to clean a few of these. Actually, I should probably just thoroughly clean them all while I'm at it. I'll probably do that. I want to hear your thoughts on these videos. Does this work for you? Just doing, again, maybe like once a week or once every 2 weeks, or just as I get a pile of CDs and games that warrants enough of a pile to do one of these videos. Is that okay with you guys if I just do that? Because I would like to separate all this stuff from the cinema videos. Daily Sickness is just for cinema. That's what it is. They're cinema videos. 99.9% of the videos at cinemasickness.com are cinema videos, with the exception of this one video. These videos that I'll be doing every so often, showing you non-cinema pickups. If that's cool with you guys, if you like the idea of this, because a lot of you guys said you wanted to see this type of stuff, if this is cool with you, leave a comment below. Let me know. Just let me hear your thoughts. Let me hear what you have to say. If you have any suggestions, let me know. But, all right, guys, that is it. It is getting way too hot down here. I got all my lights on for this video. Yeah. So I'm going to go, guys. All right, so that's it. So like I always say, guys, thank you so much for watching. Just by simply watching this video, I really appreciate your support, but certainly hit that like button as well. I'd really appreciate your support there as well. And also subscribe to me. I usually do daily sickness videos. You're not going to see many videos like this every so often maybe, but mostly just cinema videos. And of course, there's links down below if you're watching this on YouTube. Just click on all those. Check them out. A lot of great stuff. A lot of other websites you can follow me on. And if you're at cinemasickness.com, links to all those same exact websites are right above you, right under the Cinema Sickness logo. Just click on those. Check them out. Follow me there as well. So, all right, guys, that's it. Again, thanks for watching, and Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance. Very, very excited to be buying for the Game Boy again. So, all right, guys, that's it. See you later. Bye.